Okay, so let's start. Good evening, everybody. I'm very pleased that you take your time to join me today in today's presentation. I think it would take something between 35 and 40 minutes. And what I'm going to do is to tell you about ELF and the investment opportunity. I'm going to answer a number of questions that my clients have sent me. So in the end of the presentation, I'm going to answer some questions. Unfortunately, there are so many in this presentation that I can't take any questions right now, but I should tell you everybody that everybody is welcome to send me questions on my email. I'm receiving 4, 5, 6 questions every day, and I try to answer them as quick as possible. So just send me email with your questions. And I think all of you have my email address because it's the same email address you receive my newsletters on. So use the email address that you receive my email address on, my newsletters on. So let's start with one of the questions I have received from 4 or 5 of the clients. They have asked me, why does a law firm starts other kind of businesses than just legal services? And that is a very valid question. What has been happening for the past 10 years is that the legal business has changed very dramatically, and especially for the last 3 years. New technology has come in. The IA technology has come in. For instance, you could go to OpenIA and ask ChatGPT about different kind of legal issues, and ChatGPT could almost give you the same answers as a professional and experienced lawyer today. That is a huge change. It's huge change. And I know that there are quite many lawyers that is actually using ChatGPT when they are working. So this is not just individuals, but even professionals are using ChatGPT and OpenIA and all the other kind of services if you are using Gemini or whatever you are using. So that is a huge change. Another change is technology as well. Technology has been introduced within the law firms for the past 10 years, but is accelerating during the past 2-3 years. So lawyers has to be partly IT technical as well. So there is a lot of things happening within the legal service business right now. And that's one of the reasons why we are now entering into a new phase with our law firm. And we are calling our law firm not a law firm, a hybrid law firm. A hybrid law firm that does traditional legal services, but we are also developing our own technology because we cannot buy this technology. It's too expensive. And it's not sustainable to pay for doing investigations and these kind of things. But there is also a limitation for us to work manually when it comes to onboarding and recruiting clients. At the moment, I'm representing almost 9,000 people all over the world, and it's unsustainable to work that manually to onboard and to collect all information. We need to use the latest technology to onboard and do our own investigations. So that's the reason why we are now entering into this enterprise, because this technology, and I'm going to tell you about the technology and the business opportunity, this technology can be used for other purposes, not just for legal services. And that's what I'm going to talk about. What happened about 18 months ago was that we, as I said, realized that we need to have some kind of technology to reach and help more clients. It's very frustrating for us that there are millions and millions of people that needs our help, but we just cannot help them with a traditional way of working. So what I did about 18 months ago was to start a cooperation with a police agency in England. The Central Police Agency in England. It's called National Crime Agency, NCA. And within NCA, there is a department called the Serious Fraud Office, SSO. And the Serious Fraud Office is the one that is a central unit for all England when it comes to fraud, to scams. Those are the ones that are investigating large scams, large frauds, and they are staffed by specially educated police officer who has a long experience in investigating frauds, and they are also equipped with the latest technology software that you are using for doing investigations. So what I did was to start a cooperation with this Serious Fraud Office to look into exactly how they are organized, what kind of experience they have, and what kind of tools, the different kind of software they are using for investigations. I knew quite a lot about them before, but now I managed to go into detail. And what we have done, together with our IT company, is to make a copy of Serious Fraud Office. But instead of humans, police officers, we have put what is called IA agents instead. So this is a copy. This is exactly how a police agency looks like, but there are no humans. There are IA agents instead working with us. And these IA agents could work with as many victims as possible, and these IA agents are doing exactly the same work as experienced police officers. This is the beauty of this IA technology revolution, that you could actually create an IA agent that is doing more or less exactly the same work as a human. And that came into what is called rep scam. The rep scam concept, report scam, and it was launched in November last year. And those of you who are members of ELF Investor Club, those of you who have been using rep scam, I asked my clients to use rep scam to be interviewed by, it's called IA agent Nina, and download your information and have an interview with this IA agent called Nina. So those of you who are now a member of ELF Investor Club has been using this data as a test, but also to work out how well it works. And up to date, there are about 1,500 people who has been using RepScam. So RepScam is now up and running. And what we have done now is actually to do a RepScam 2.0. So we have added not just scams, but you could also report corruption and other kind of crimes. I'm going to tell more about this in a later newsletter within a couple of weeks. What we have now expanded RepScam to actually do, and we have a very large project in Norway where people could use this new version of RepScam. So, and RepScam is done. Everything is done. We have paid. I have invested, or we as a company has invested almost 1.5 million euros into this technology. So it's a very large investment from us. So everything is ready and done. And so what we need now, and this is why we are now asking investors to invest in ELF LLC, because ELF LLC is the company behind RepScam. Why we are now turning to investors is that we need more resources, more financial resources to do recruitment, to do marketing, to find new clients all over the world. So that's the reason why we are now turning to investors. And we have two choices. I could go to any of the large investment companies, so-called venture capital companies, and present and pitch the investment opportunity to them. And I'm sure they would be delighted and we would have an investment from them. But they are so wealthy and they are so profitable and they are what I'm calling fat cats. So I wanted to give this opportunity to the people who are close to me, my clients. Instead of going to wealthy investment company, I wanted to give this opportunity to my clients. That's the reason why I turned to you.